Hi, everyone. My name is Riley Malicki, and today I would like to share my research about multimodal literacy and how integrating multiple methods of communication can help enhance student engagement and their confidence, especially for early emerging readers and writers. So, for my introduction, I want to focus on why multimodal literacy and why I chose it. Obviously, we know today in classrooms, literacy isn't just about reading and writing on paper and pencil. It's evolving, and students are constantly engaging with digital, visual, and auditory media daily, whether it's through videos and pictures or audio recordings. They have a lot of access and are digitally connected. So, even though traditional paper pencil approaches in the classroom are still important and we do still teach with them, they're not always meeting the needs of all of our students, especially those that learn differently through different ways, or even just those that are developing their language skills still. So that's why I decided to focus on multimodal literacy and really seeing how it can bridge the gap by giving students multiple ways to engage with and even express their ideas within the classroom and with our content. So my research question for my paper was, how does incorporating multimodal literacy and learning influence engagement and confidence among emerging readers and writers? Like I've said before, I wanted to focus on this emerging group because in my district, I have a lot of English as a new language students. So they are still very much developing and at the emerging states, even up to sixth grade. So this is really important to me because you don't always get an ENL support teacher to co-teach with. So during core content blocks like English and math, I really wanted to figure out how to give these students more ways to access the content and express their understanding and just be able to participate fully with their other classmates and even with myself, because the more that they're participating, that means they're going to be more confident and more proud of what they're learning in class. So for the theoretical framework aspect of my presentation, I focused on two articles from this class and then one with that I found on my own. And essentially, the theory behind multimodal literacy combines three ideas. The first comes from Sang, in that it kind of explains both the technical skills and also the participation aspects of literacy. My second source kind of points out how adolescents develop through learning literacy in multiple ways. So, whether that's visually, digitally, or even performance tasks. And that kind of also further supports these ideas of self identity and confidence and collaboration with the kids. And then my last source kind of just reminds us how we have to be wary of technology, because just handing it to the students isn't enough. It needs to be guided by thoughtful teacher participation and scaffolding. So, how multimodal learning goes kind of hand in hand with engagement. Research goes to show that multimodal learning can significantly improve student engagement. A couple articles I was reading gave examples of how to use multimodal learning in the classroom. One talked about how students were making videos to kind of go along with the story they were reading whole group. And I actually have had personal experience doing this, where I had to create a scene of a chapter of a book with a group. And it just kind of goes to show how deeper you can understand something without just holding the book or holding the textbook, whatever it might be in that situation, but actually getting to adapt it and perform it in a sense gave myself, and it also gave these students in this example, a much better understanding of what was being taught. It was more than just a story. There were underlying messages and themes of that sort of nature. And then there was also an example where students were working together to create digital fairy tales, and they kind of came out like comic strips a little bit, but it was just cool to see a different approach to like helping students understand by using a different mode of learning that isn't just the traditional read it from the curriculum or write this down. They're not just following instructions like here, they're shaping their own learning experiences, which I think is really cool. Multimodal learning and confidence going hand in hand. Multimodal approaches really help build the confidence that these students need. Students who struggle with traditional methods and can't always communicate their ideas clearly can do this by using visual aspects and verbal or even digital, by leveraging and playing to their strengths, whether that's drawing, speaking, recording, have you. They will feel more confident and they will also be more willing to participate in activities, which is obviously what we like to see as teachers. But just seeing kind of that spark come back by playing to their strengths is really what's going to get us there to help them build the confidence that they need to be a part of the classroom environment. Obviously, with everything, there's implications. And so, kind of about multimodal literacy implications, we can, as teachers, integrate multiple modes of how to complete an assignment or give choices and options and things and such. But giving them this alone isn't the way to go. Sure, we can tell them make a video, make a presentation, make a poster, whatever it might be. But obviously, we're going to give them a little bit more explicit instructions on this. And the same thing kind of goes in with giving them multiple modes, especially those that are digital. Students need to have proper modeling from the teacher and scaffolding and be able to reflect on the experiences so that they're really meaningfully engaging with the content and not just kind of running with it. So it's a partnership of teachers showing how to do it, explaining it, all sorts of things, and obviously being there to assist along the way for then the students to be able to successfully complete their work in maybe a non-traditional way. So, really, to sum everything up, multimodal literacy provides students with multiple pathways to engage with, understand, and even express their ideas. It helps students not just build literacy skills, but it also helps them build confidence, creativity, and just be able to adapt to the different learning environments and situations they're in. These skills can obviously help the students to navigate the classroom environment and just help them be able to express themselves more authentically, ultimately, which is going to help them be thoughtful and empowered to learn, which is what we want at the end of the day. And then these are my references that I use to guide my research. Like I said before, the Phillips and Sang article came from class, and the 5 other were found on my own. I appreciate you listening. Thank you so much.